Oh, guys, this is a joke. I thought I'll go live now because this is just becoming a joke. I don't know if anyone's heard. Corey, I know you've heard this, mate. I'm just going to break this news now. It's ridiculous. Dyer is on the urge of getting another 3-year contract. It's becoming beyond a joke here now. I don't know what the hell Levy's thinking of at this point in time. It's doing my nutting more than anything. Always, every year, he seems to be getting a new contract. And it's not just a 1-year contract, it's a 3-year contract.
It's ridiculous.
Corey, what do you think, man? I'm despairing with this club, mate.
It's ridiculous it's ridiculous holding on to players like Dyer. We're keeping him around for meeting quotas if we get to European Cup competitions. That's the only reason why I think he's sticking around. Bang average player and likes to go and assault fans as well. So if I was a manager at that time, I would have sacked him for smacking a fan around. Regardless if someone was saying stuff about his brother, you don't go up and whack the people paying your wages, do you?
No, but this is like a talk of the town, really.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Is Davis going to get a new contract? Fuck me. This team has got absolutely no way of going forward. I mean, I thought this kind of stuff had to be agreed with a new manager and a new director of football, not just because Daniel Levy wants to keep someone there around that's been there nearly 10 years now. It's getting a bit of a joke now. Pathetic.
Yeah, and do you know what the funny thing is? He's talking about signing Dyer up for another 3 years, right? And on top of that, he's going to try and put in 2 new centre backs.
What's the point? Until we've got a director of football and a manager, we can't really be making these decisions before these people come in. That's the manager that wants the players, not Daniel Levy. You can't expect. Oh, I do. You can't expect a new director of football to come in and then a new manager with players brought before these people come in. We need the manager side of this shit sorted out first before we go around banding out new contracts. It's really, really stupid.
Yeah, but I remember Dave.
The only reason I can think we're keeping this guy about is if we get into the Europa Cup or Conference League now, just to meet quotas of players trained at club and if they're English. But then Dyer played in Portugal for X amount of years, so he's not even deemed technically by laws of football to be an English-born player.
No, and do you know what? It's annoying because he's bringing Dyer back for another 3 years, right? But then he's also talking about spending another 50 million on 2 new centre backs.
Yeah, and then we're going to potentially miss out on Nketiah, isn't it? He's going off. He might be going to Roma instead, but I wouldn't blame him. What's the point of coming to here to be with no manager or director of football? Whereas at least at Roma, they've got an identity. They've got a manager there that knows how to win things. They've got a director of football that knows what they're doing.
It just gets worse and worse. It's not getting any better. This is the annoying thing.
Yeah,
you would have thought Levy would have learned it. You would have thought Daniel would have learned his lesson by now, wouldn't you?
After 22 years in charge, going into 23 years, it's not going anywhere with him, really, to be honest with you. He hasn't learned his lessons. We've won nothing in 15 years. It's just revolting to look at our trophy cabinet. The last thing we won was the League Cup. It's just awful to see that. We've now gone through our worst trophy spell in our history. And then instead of Harry Kane getting a statue, he gets a mural painted on Whitehall Street or just on the west side stand of the stadium on someone's else or a shop or something there. Instead of buying an actual statue to represent what he means to us as fans, how long's a mural going to stay there for before someone gets bored of it and starts painting over it? And then we still can't even get a statue for Nick or Greaves. You know, what about
No,
other
but
legends of the
it's too
club?
expensive, isn't it? It's too bloody expensive for someone like Levy to do
Well,
that.
no, but if teams like Man United could do it for Matt Busby and all the other greats of Manchester United, Best, Law, all that lot, why can't we get it for our history? It's like these guys have come in purposely to try and erase what Tottenham was and what it meant to us as a fan base before these guys come in. And then you hear rumblings along the terms of if the Qataris aren't successful in their purchase of Man United, they're going to come and buy us. Now, as a club that has a very rich Jewish heritage, I wouldn't want that for us. I wouldn't want to be owned by the Qataris, especially under all their human rights infringements that they go on. I wouldn't want that for our club. I'd rather us plod along at a pace than to be brought out and run like Newcastle and City and all these other clubs that have got Qatari investors. You know, I don't want that for us. I'd rather us struggle with the Dyers and the Davises instead of overnight expansion.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, it's annoying because obviously now what our problem is that we're trying to. We've got to progress somewhere though. We can't just sit around living on our laurels like this.
Well, there's no one else out there that's going to cough up the kind of money that Levy and that lot would want to sell for, really, and it's going to be the Qataris if they don't get the United. It's just going to be one of the things. You can just see it happening.
Yeah, but do you know what, right?
As soon as that Man United bid, if it goes through or it doesn't, and they turn their eyes to Tottenham, you know, Levy, Enix, and Lewis's eyes will light up because they can sell and get out after all the years of crap that they've given us.
Yeah, but do you know what? Yeah, right. It looks, yeah, but then do you know what? Right, I know it sounds like it's not a good thing, but I don't really want it to happen, but it's going to happen, and they're the only ones that are going to be able to afford it anyway. So whichever way we look at it.
Elon, yeah. I've got a business proposition for you, mate. You're the richest bloke on the planet. Why don't you come and buy Tottenham? Then you can start, instead of like being an entertainment stadium, you can start launching your SpaceX missions from the stadium in off season.
Don't
that's just a weird dream, isn't it? SpaceX being launched from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in off season. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, well, next thing you know, you'll be having a rocket flying out of Tottenham Stadium. Next, don't, man. It's oh man, it's not good.
It's like that when we had those apparent talks with Amazon with Jeff Bezos. What stopped him from buying us? He's like the second richest bloke on the planet behind Musk. What stopped that? What really stopped?
Because the money didn't look good for Levy, that's why.
You know, but then at least Levy won't be in the firing line anymore of us fans. I mean, hopefully...
Mate, unless Daniel loves it. Yeah. Unless Daniel loves it, that's the thing. If he loves it, then if he loves being slaughtered by us fans every week, then fuck it. Let him keep running the club, because then he'll just give us more ammunition to want to fire at him even more.
Well, once Kane either leaves or retires with the club, and Son's left or retired from the club, what have we got left? We're probably fighting against relegation every season unless there's some real investment going into this club. I mean, we're losing Rafi Mandel. We're losing Rafi Mandel potentially in 6 weeks' time. The kid has potential. He has talent.
Oh, don't, mate.
Off-Siderson has. But yet another young player being ignored because he's not an established player yet. What is our academy bringing up? Can't even get the likes of Alfie Devine in the team because Sarr's there. And Sarr has been hit and miss. At least with Devine, you might actually find and unlock the potential in him if you give him the actual chance to play.
Oh,
if
mate,
so
don't. I don't.
The coaches at the club, why doesn't he get the chance to shine?
Yeah, but don't, mate, because it's getting worse. Like, and they're talking about bringing in Bastoni. Like, fair enough, all right, Bastoni, but he can't be any worse than what Dyer is anymore.
Well, we can't exactly go for the likes of the Bastonis and the Guardias because we haven't got someone like Conte at the club now, and plus the fact we are not going to spend 50, 60 million on one defender because Levy won't do that.
No, Levy wants wants to spend 50 million on 2 defenders of that quality. That's a joke.
Don't mind me. I was just putting the wee doggo in the front room because I can't keep getting bitten.
But yeah, like that's what they're saying. They
put him in there for 5 minutes. So that's why I'm going to stick to what the trader said.
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. They're saying like literally that for 50 million they're going to want Dyer and Bastoni and Thingy and another centre back for 50 million.
You look at the
50 million.
Well, you got Nketiah that's coming out of contract, but Roma want him apparently, so he's going to go there. You got Lilium Thuram that's coming out of contract. He probably won't come to us now, but I've been saying for ages, go and get that guy. He's fucking incredible.
Yeah, but Daniel won't do it though, will he? Daniel won't do it.
Daniel likes a freebie. Like, come on. If you can get both of these French guys in, then why not? Then we've got to look at what we're doing for the rest of the plan here, because not only are we potentially losing Kane to PSG or Man United in the summer.
He won't go to PSG. He won't go to PSG. I can tell you that for a fact. He wants to break Shearer's record.
Oh, where's he going to break Shearer's record at? With us and be our all-time top goal scorer, and that holds for like 100 years, you know? Or is it going to be elsewhere in the league? I'd give my blessings for Kane to leave, because all he's been done to with Levy has been lied to and used as a pawn to try and make managers come to us, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, mate. It's one of those where this needed to get done, and it needed to get done now. To be honest, because I couldn't hold my frustration in any longer. Yeah, I said I'd wait until 1, but I couldn't wait until 1, mate. I needed to get this out. It was doing my bloody nutting.
Yeah, I could understand.
And it was making me
contract thing, because he seems to get a new contract every season. Next 3-year extension, 3-year extension, more money for an average player.
Yeah,
average at best. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. He can't play in midfield. He can't play in defence. He's got his lack of understanding in defending tactics is just absolutely fucking crap. I was going to say second to none then, but I knew that was the wrong way around. You just got to look at the shit that is the dross of Dyer. Then you got Davis. It's just not as good as Dyer. You could mould both of those players together, and they'd still be a suboptimal player.
Yeah.
And then you've got Sanchez still on the books. You've got Joe Rogan coming back.
Apparently he's not getting rid of Sanchez this year, is he? No.
Oh, we can't get rid of. No one wants the players. Couldn't even get rid of them. You couldn't even trade them in for.
I'll give you a fucking. Give me 20 quid, yeah, and I'll fucking get rid of him for you. Simple.
Yeah, as a shredder, shred the contract up and send him out.
Yeah, that's what I would say to Levy. Give me 20 quid and I'll do it for you, and I'll get him out for you.
Yeah, I've just had enough of this club. Either we go out and get a decent director of football and a manager, or
he's talking about bringing a second. Well, he's talking about obviously bringing in a number 2 next to the Australian, isn't he? Now.
Yeah, and then I've also heard about potential Graham Potter coming. Buck Rogers. I'm not going to call him Brendan Rodgers, and then that's insulting Buck Rogers in the 21st century. That old 80s, 70s, 80s thing, you know. So I don't want to insult old TV shows like that, but Jesus, if we're going to go down the routes of Brendan bloody Rodgers, I'm done with the club next season, because it'll only be 12 months before he's sacked. Then we're back playing the fucking manager go-round again. I'm not going to call it merry-go-round. It's a manager go-round at Tottenham. A revolving door of managers, but you don't see the players that don't perform staying. And it's not the managers that aren't performing at Tottenham. You can't deny Jose and Conte calling out the problems at the club, and both of them getting sacked for calling out the problems. It's becoming redundant now, the amount of managers we've gone through. We've gone through them all. We've gone through them quicker than fucking me eating a Snickers.
I think they've gone through more managers in a year quicker than I've gone through fucking money, mate.
They've gone through more managers in a year than what I can fucking count, but it's ridiculous. When we've gone from Conte to Stellini to Mason. The guy hasn't even got the right coaching badges to be a manager, I don't think, as well. So it's just pathetic.
Do you know what? We went from Trofe Mourinho to Nuno to Conte to Mason. Like,
4 managers,
really?
2.5 years? No, 3 years. 4 managers. It's just a joke. We can't. Daniel Levy cannot get anything right anymore. He brings these managers in under false pretensions, promising the world and then giving nothing. I still think that 150 million given to us at the start of the season was money laundering. I don't know why. Just a way to try and balance the books somewhere. Money launder that 150 million.
Please don't. No, because that would be just the end of it. That would actually make me say, you know what, fuck you, Levy.
But this is what gets me. This is what gets me with the whole so-called Don coming in. The guy was a crook. Stellini was given, what was it, X amount of matches match banned in Italy because of match fixing. Crook. Yeah. Crook after crook.
Yeah, it's a joke, man. It's an absolute joke. I can't believe it. Do you know what? It's becoming to the point now that I can't even be asked to even worry about what Tottenham are doing after time. But then I've got to do something, man. I can't just sit here and do fuck all, man.
I know, man. Everyone's got to flush their frustrations out online about this. I guess we won't be the only channel doing the whole "why is Dyer getting another contract" thing, but at the end of the day, some of us fans,
we won't be.
We know what the problems are our club, and it's suboptimal players like that. A captain that threw out his toys a few weeks ago at Newcastle. Defenders not knowing how to defend. You can take Dyer out the team. You can take Davis out the team. Romero is a quality player, but needs another 2 decent centre backs with him with experience. You need your Rio and Vidic kind of moulds. You know, I'm not even going to say John Terry kind of next to him.
Yeah, but do you know what's weird, right? I'm the first one to break it out of every YouTuber here today, man. I am the first one to fucking break it. And do you know what? It's annoying because now, right, like you said, it's going to be other channels doing exactly the same thing. They're going to be... they're going to break it, and it's going to...
It's one of the things of YouTube, my friend. Everyone's going to break the same news. It's going to go out there, but my aim...
But it's just who gets out there first.
Yeah, no,
and for once, I've actually broken it first.
Why are we offering Dyer another fucking 3-year extension?
That's what I don't get. What has Dyer got on this bloke, man? Seriously, what has this guy got on this bloke? Has he been shagging his wife for the last 10 years or something?
Got to have dick pics or something, hasn't he?
Oh, mate, it's not you. Mate, I want to laugh about this whole shit, but it's not even funny.
Oh, no, man. It's just, unless we get rid of the dross, we're only going one way, and that's slipping further and further down the table. Unless we actually find I want some sort of investment in the team. I want either, I know I'm against the Qataris taking over Tottenham if they don't get United, but at least it's better than fucking having the Three Stooges in charge. But at the end of the day, because of us having a Jewish heritage, I don't want that for us, you know? I don't want to be the overnighters like Newcastle, you know, get bought out last season, Champions League spot this season. They've only done it because they got money. You can't get me wrong on that. They've gone out, brought players, but they brought smartly. But they've still gone out and brought their position in the league. And then there's talks of Newcastle. Like, I was watching a show the other night about how Newcastle are going to turn over Brighton. I don't see that happening. Brighton are playing too well at the moment.
I don't know, you know.
I mean, Brightonian, I don't want to see my hometown club lose to Mr. Moneybags up north. You know, I want Brighton to go and turn Newcastle over, and I want Liverpool to take the 4th spot off them just to rub it in their faces a little.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's put it like this then, yeah, right? What would you rather have as an ownership? A Russian ownership or a Qatari ownership?
I'd rather take Yanks coming in. If Todd Boehly can come and splash like $500 million like he's done, then I wouldn't mind someone like that coming in.
No, I'm talking about out of those two. Who would you rather have?
Russians. Well, Russians can't have anything to do with UEFA or FIFA anymore due to what's gone on in the last 2 years. There's even talks of the Russian Federation moving to the Asian Federation to be able to try and qualify for World Cups and that from now on. I don't know if you knew that one, but they're trying to get it through the back door about joining the African or the Asian qualification thing due to the land mass of Russia going in over towards.
Oh, what? Because it'll be just so much. What? Just because it'll be just so much easier for them, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. Do you know what? I'm not going into this political shit, but like, I'm not going into this political shit. But what I will say on the matter, yeah, right, is you don't fucking buy your way back into a fucking back door just because you've gone and you've done something that's now fucked you up. I don't care. You don't. I mean,
I was reading about it earlier on, and I just found it so shocking that even the Asian or the African areas would allow this to happen for them to try and qualify for a World Cup. I think it's ridiculous. I think Russia should have to bite the bullet. They've done what they've done. They should have to suffer the consequences in that sense.
Yeah.
You don't get to play football in Europe anymore. You don't get to qualify for World Cups anymore until you realise what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, that's all I'm going to say on the matter because, like, obviously this isn't a political channel. This is a Tottenham channel, and obviously, you know,
Tottenham. Have you seen the mural?
Yeah.
How it's looking at the moment?
No.
Looks pretty decent, but I'd rather have a statue. Then I'd have a Jimmy Greaves statue as well out there. I'd also have Nicholson's statue out there, Lineker's, all the great legends that over the decades, over the years that have made Tottenham what it is. I'd rather see a statue than a mural. A mural is a cheap ass way of saying thank you to someone that we could be selling. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I to be honest, I don't agree with anything, to be honest, that goes on with this club, to be honest, anymore. Unless if it's something good, it ain't done by Levy. Let's put it like that.
Well, it's been commissioned and sourced out to a very good artist. I know that. He's done he's done quite a lot of the murals and street art around London, but at the same time, I'd rather have something, if we're having a mural, have it in the stadium to give it a bit of colour instead of it just being a grey shell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie about it, mate, right? It ain't what's good, right? The whole thing about this... Yo! What's the point? You good, mate? You good? We're just talking about the new breaking news that's just not long broken about an hour ago. About Dyer deciding he's going to go and get himself a new contract. Another 3-year contract.
Yeah, man.
It's an absolute joke.
It's just absolutely pathetic on the whole situation. Sorry, I'm just looking for the channel on my TV again.
Yeah, well, what explain to me what's the point? Yeah, right? Like, literally, that's a good point, right? What is the point? Explain to me why they've done this, because another 3 years of this bull crap. Another 3 years of this crap, and I don't get it. Yeah, you see what I mean? Everyone's starting to agree now, saying, where's this club going? It's gone. There is no club at the moment. We was actually not long talking about the...
It's just a joke. We're run by clowns, owned by clowns. You might as well stick a great big fucking circus on the top of the stadium for an extra attraction for these cunts to add to the stadium just so that we got a circus there. We are a fucking joke of a club run by fucking idiots.
No, but do you know what, right? It was something that me and Corey were saying not long ago, right? And it's ironic because he was saying the only way we'd get bought out of the only way this club would get bought out is by Saudis or whatever they like to call themselves nowadays.
Well, whatever they want to call themselves, let them call themselves that. At the end of the day, it's got to be, we need the right owners, the right investment. I would rather us struggle another 5-6 years and realise what the fuck we are than to be brought out by a country like owned like fucking Newcastle and
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah, do you know what, right?
Put into our
I agree with you with that. I might even go and start supporting Blackpool because I won't support a Scottish team, and that's just me. I will not support a Scottish team, but I will go and I would support Blackpool because it's literally the most closest thing to me, apart from Newcastle. When I ain't supporting Newcastle, you can fuck off. If it keeps going on like this, I'm gonna have a second team in Blackpool because at least it's family orientated down there as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
that'll be my second team. That will be my second team. Blackpool will be my second team because from where I am, yeah, right, to where Blackpool is. It's not even that far. It's just a 3-hour journey. So, and I won't even watch Tottenham. I'll still support them, but I won't be watching them whilst this owner's still in charge. And I'll still talk about them because I'll keep up to date with what's going on. But I will not support this club if it keeps going. Yeah, see, look, that's what I like. Yeah, see, and that the club is also a family-orientated club, and their prices aren't over extortionate either. They're actually, even when they were actually in the Premier League, they had one of the cheapest. Tickets in the whole of the football. Out of all the 20 teams in the football league.
Oh, man,
sorry.
This is just an absolute joke now for time.
Sorry.
What's that?
But yeah, I'm shouting again apparently.
Oh, you're shouting. But then you want the rant, so.
No, it's cool. Like, I don't want to blow everybody's eardrums out.
I get you.
But it's just this club. It just doesn't. It just makes me want to go angry, man.
Oh, it's just a joke.
But Blackpool's like what's the point said? It's like, yeah. Like he said, it's a beautiful place in the summer. I was actually planning to go down there this summer, actually, funnily enough. But I don't know. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Get down, asshole. That caused a beautiful place in summer. Then you could say that about most places in the UK. I think Brighton's beautiful this summer.
Yeah, but it's alright for you. You're literally right. You're literally right on top of. I was actually planning to come down at one point for a Brighton game actually for at the Amex but I never made it down there. But
yeah, well, it's a nice place to come. But like I said a few days ago, I'm used to watching only highlights now. Levius pushing hardcore fans out with ticket prices. The club has morphed into suffocating. I'm also going to say that we're not even fans anymore. We're customers. They freeze the ticket prices, season ticket prices for fans, but put up to 15% increase on the membership prices. So you have you seen what? To be able to be a ticket holder as well, for a season ticket holder in different parts of the world. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and have you seen this? This is a good point. He says, I'm reduced to watching only highlights now. Levy's pushing hardcore fans out with ticket prices. The club is morphed into something alien. Yeah, and it's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, we're not a football club anymore. We're an entertainment stadium, if you remember. And what Levy said over 20 years ago about the footballing side of it, when he brought us that quote, still sticks in my mind. He's not interested in the footballing aspects of it, and to this day he's still not interested in the footballing aspects of it. God, COVID is such a killer. At least I'm feeling a tiny bit better from the other day. Yeah,
but then this has probably just brought you back down again, mate. Hearing that Dyer's got a 3-year contract. Again. Like, in these plans, do you know what? I was a season ticket holder. I was on the waiting list until we got to Wembley, and then I had a season ticket. But
I mean, my granddad and uncle don't own their season tickets anymore for Spurs because I think they gave them up like 15, 16 years ago, just after we won the League Cup. I mean, pardon me, my granddad and that paying out all this money, but I talk to my granddad and uncle all the time now about the problems at Spurs, and they're like, they don't see the club that they grew up enjoying watching. You know, like my uncle, my granddad had that bond, and now you can't even get that anymore because it doesn't feel like a family-orientated club. At least at the Lane, we had our identity. There were things all around that stadium to tell it was Tottenham. Who wants prawn cocktail fans? He wants more than prawn cocktail fans. He wants wishy-washy fans that think he's done a great thing because he built a fucking stadium.
And do you know what, though, right? I mean, that's an insult to prawn cocktail crisps, actually.
He's also,
to be honest,
he wants to be looked at as renovating a part of London that was quite run down. You have to admit that part of London with the Lane, it was quite a run down area, and he's generated this now that has all these jobs and all this business, but it's just a joke.
Yeah, see, do you know what? I think it feels the same to a lot of people. What's the point? Literally, like, I feel like, what's the point to actually even support this club anymore? I know it's a bit of a pun on your name, but, you know. Well, I mean, anyone's better than supporting them up the road, but, I mean, he wants fans
river crossers
that are going to spend lots of money. Yeah, I'll put that up. Yeah, look, he wants a lot of fans that who are going to spend a lot of money. Do you know what?
Yeah. He just wants the tourists. That's what, like, a few years ago before the stadium opened, London had a lot of number one sort of like tourist attractions in the London Eye and all that business.
Yeah.
Now it's the Tottenham Hotspur Skywalk or whatever else gets built around that stadium. It's going to detract away from other areas of London.
Yeah, and he says, give me the Lane any day. I mean, I agree with him.
At least the Lane had a soul. It had its soul, the Lane. It had its charm.
Yeah, and I remember going to the Lane on quite a few occasions, to be honest. And
me and my family went up to the last game played at Tottenham when all the legends were coming onto the pitch and that. And then my granddad looked down at his season ticket seat that he'd had for God knows how many years. And he literally cried. And I was like, you know, my granddad can't take his seat with him. He wanted to like rip his seat out and take it out of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, that's been my seat for God knows how many years, kid. I just wish I could keep it.
Do you know what? I'll tell you something, right? I'll tell you everyone a story of my favourite time when we went to when actually it was actually my granddad's last game before he died. Funnily enough, before he actually got really, really ill, he had Alzheimer's and everything, and it was only the beginning at the time, and he was only at the beginning. And I remember we went. As it was more for him why I bought the ticket. And it was actually really, really a nice night because it was actually the Carling Cup semi-final against Arsenal, where we beat them 5-1. And that was the last time he ever went to the Lane. And do you know what? He absolutely loved it. He absolutely loved it. And it was his last ever game as well. So to go out on a bang like that on your last game.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't talk about it too much because it even upsets me, even though me and my granddad didn't get on. I don't like talking about that too much, but
you have your memories there with your granddad, you know, like with my family, like going with my granddad, you know, you have your memories of going to the Lane.
Yeah, but the thing is, that wasn't my last time of going. My last time was after that, but it was his last game, and do you know what? That stadium was rocking that night.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't been to the new stadium, but all the time Levy's in charge, I won't go to the new stadium. I refuse to.
I want to go to the new stadium. I want to go to the new stadium, but
I refuse to put my money into Levy's pocket for him not to put anything into the team. I'm sorry, but
exactly.
All the time we're owned by this idiot. I don't.
Do you know what? Right?
My money.
Do you know what? Right? It's funny you say that because I will not go there because of Levy, and B, I wouldn't care if we had new ownership, right, and they were funding the team, right. I would pay whatever it costs to actually go to that new stadium, just to fund the team. If with new owners, I would.
Yeah.
As long as it was definitely going into the back into the team and not into the owner's pockets, I would gladly spend 50, 60 quid to go to the new stadium. But I refuse to do it whilst Levy's in charge.
Yeah,
I,
I think
I
that's what
refuse to
most
do
of the
it.
fans' trepidation is at the moment. And, like, there are other fans out there, especially with the protests that are going on the weekend. I mean, if I can clear COVID up and I've got enough money to go, I'm going to go to the protest.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can clear COVID up quick enough. But they say it's 14 days. I've only been into it for 3 now, and I'm like, I really want to go to the protest, but I don't want to get people sick.
Yeah. You wouldn't want another outbreak in England because of you, mate.
Nah, I know.
Just because of you, and everyone would blame you for it, mate.
I mean,
So it's best to be safe than
I know
sorry.
how I got this bout of COVID, but it's nice that the guy that was going to help me train this silly little dog here phoned me up on Sunday to tell me he had it and that I should get tested. Now, I haven't done a test, but I know I've got it because this is worse than what I had last time.
Hey, look. Hey, this is a good one. This is actually a good one. I'm gonna have to start kneeling down because I have actually got my headset in today. Finally enough, I've got that working just before coming live, so that was good. I was looking at a few comments about a month ago, and the guys were suggesting that we are run like a secret security brotherhood. Yeah.
All right, no more biting.
Yeah, I mean, I'd call it like a banking like nationwide banking society. That's how I can actually that's how I can literally recall it being.
Well, it's run between 3 blokes. I don't know what they're doing. A billionaire
It's
acts
true.
like a millionaire. You've got 2 idiots that don't know what they're doing. Not even one of them is a football man. All they want is success for the money in their pocket, not for a success that goes into a team.
Why are players who are so mediocre being rewarded with promotion? It's very, very surprising. It's not normal behaviour.
No, it's
True,
not.
it's not normal behaviour. And do you know what? It's weird because someone like Dyer that's been there over 10 years, because with this new contract that he signed, it's going to be over 10 years, right? It is a joke. It's very, very suspicious that he's getting.
I think he's got some sort of dirt on Levy.
Well, no, he thinks it's actually. What's the point? He's saying, well, giving Dyer a new contract means they don't have 25 to 40 million to buy on a new player.
You know what? I know I said I'd disprove of the Qataris coming in and buying us. At least they could come in and tear. Mean anything to them.
Oh, hang on, I've got a guest in the background. Have I? No, that was you. I think. What happened?
I think my phone glitched out. So my phone glitched out, or the stream glitched out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's weird because look, like it's. But then that's the funny thing, though, right? What's the point? He's given Dyer a new contract, but then they're also talking about spending more money on players, on 2 new centre backs.
But then
50
you've got
million.
to look at it this way as well. We can't really go and sign anyone until we've got a clear path of what we're doing. We need a new manager. A new manager brings in a new tactical approach. Players that he may find. Like Arne Slot turned around and said if he's coming, he wants to bring the captain of his club with him. I was reading earlier, so that's probably one of the
that was
points if
yesterday.
Slot comes or not. But then is he good enough to play in the Premiership? We need to sort out what's going on in our youth team as well, like especially losing players like Rafi Mandel. There's a list of young players that have not got their way of getting into the first team and have gone off to Europe and actually, done well for themselves.
Oh, don't. Oh no! I was actually going to get onto this at some point, actually, but don't. That's we've got a new yeah. Yeah, we've got a new centre back who's actually a C+ player.
C, fucking hell, more like F, G. Guy can't get into playing for Barcelona. Comes on loan to us and doesn't really play much.
Yeah, but then why is that? Because of Dyer.
Yeah, but what does it say to the other players at the club without a manager at the moment? Like contracts and that flying around. It should be the new managers that dish out the contracts, not fucking people like Daniel Levy.
have to work a lot
Because we have to work with
a lot of average players, average overpaid players. Yeah, but I don't. Do you know what? I said this the other day. Like, I don't want Slot in now just because Levy will literally kick him out within 12 months.
And then obviously with just winning the Dutch league, he's going to be in Europe next year. Why would he want to walk away from all the hard work that he's done there?
Yeah, it's not a question of what manager is good enough. It's what manager will take orders from Levy and the players. The players run the team. The players have their own committee. Yeah. And do you know what the funny thing is?
Players can't.
That needs to be sorted out. Yeah, that needs to be sorted out.
It's the manager and the director of football that have to answer to Daniel. But then Daniel Levy shouldn't have anything to do with the football side of it. If you're going to keep fucking milking us for money and keep treating all your fans like a cash cow, then you can understand why a lot of fans aren't going to bother turning up anymore. Even if they're season ticket holders, they'll keep their season ticket, but they're not going to go to matches, are they?
No, but then by that point, they've already paid for their ticket and they've already... Arne Slot doesn't want to miss the boat now in regards to big money clubs, so he wants to strike while the iron's hot. Yeah.
There's all the thing about striking the iron when it's hot, but you're going to come to a club that's a poison chalice, and you'll only fuck your reputation up by coming to us. We've ruined two high quality managers in Jose, and well, Jose hasn't really ruined himself. He went to Roma and won the fucking Conference League in the first season. And then also got us to a final and was sacked because he didn't focus on the league. He wanted to win the League Cup. So instead of going for that Southampton game, he got the sack, which is just a joke. You don't sack your manager when you get into a final. And potentially that season as well, we'd already beaten City twice.
Yeah.
So, we'd beaten City twice, going to a cup final against City. You sack your best manager that you've had in 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point? It says, yes, but you see it's a job that pays huge money, so it's worth it to any manager.
But then if you're the Nagelsmanns, the Schlots of this world, do you really want to risk your reputation on Tottenham?
That's what I was going to say. Like, what's bigger? What's bigger? Is it the money or is it the reputation that you care about?
Protecting my reputation, because it only has to take one shit club like Tottenham to come along and fuck your whole career up for you, because we're run like a fucking business that doesn't know what to do when it comes to player acquisition. We haven't got a decent scouting network, so we can't find the players like the Brightons and all the other clubs around the division can. We haven't got. Do you know
what? It's the only thing that's interesting about Arne. Right? I mean, I agree with what's the point is saying. Right? I like Arne Slot, but let me just get this up and read this, and then I'll go back onto what I was saying. Well, there are a few clubs that challenge these days, and the rest just use the Premier League to make money. It's that simple. Yeah, I mean, let me get back onto what I was saying, and then I'll address that comment after. Look, I see it from the point of Arne Slot, right, where obviously, what's bigger, your reputation or the club? Like, literally, I'd see it as like, it's hard to establish a good reputation and go into a big club. But then, hey, that's my opinion. And then, obviously, when he goes on and says, well, there's a few clubs that challenge for these days and the rest go and use the Premier League to make money. Yeah, I mean...
Well, seeing as we're the most monetized league in the whole of Europe and around the world, we're the most viewed, the most watched, the most money goes into it. Of course, these managers are going to come here. But these managers need to know that coming to Tottenham could seriously ruin a reputation. It's to say, a couple of years down the line, if Slot is still doing this with Feyenoord, that he doesn't get the Madrid job or the Barca job or a club that has a higher prestige than what Tottenham is.
Yeah. And I mean, like, also, Brighton won't win anything. Their owners are like Spurs and only in it for the money, but they run the club well in regards of the continually produce good football on the cheap.
Right. Brighton have got this right because they have the right scouts in place across the world. They have a good scouting network, and they have a very good head scout at Brighton as well. I can't remember what his name, but he's been with us for quite some time. We have a director of football a few years ago that was getting us all these good players in, but he went to Newcastle. We brought someone else, and then he's done the same thing as well. We've gone through Potter, saved Brighton from getting relegated. I'll state this now. He did a fantastic job to keep Brighton up and kept us going. And then we brought in De Zerbi. All right, I am Spurs first, but I do keep an eye on my hometown team now. I've got a massive connection with them, as most of the YouTubers know. I'm not going to keep banging on about my past because it gets boring about talking about it. And then you've got all of this on the cheap business. Brighton aren't buying these players on the cheap. They're spotting the right players at the right time. Matoma, for instance, we only paid about 10 million for him, I think, in the end. Quality player. Sassedo, brought from absolutely nowhere, from one of the best players in the Premier League. You've got the Argentinian guy that everybody wants at the club, the young McAllister. The guy had to go out on loan for 2 seasons to secure his work permit to start playing for Brighton. That's commitment. And then with all these players in place, with the right tactics, with the right managers, it's kept Brighton ticking over. Yeah, Brighton have been like that buy-to-sell club, like every other club that has been in the Premier League that are below that 8th position, between 10th and 10th and bottom. All the teams that struggle to bring in these kind of players, but Brighton spotted these players quick enough, gone out, struck the iron whites hot on these players as well, and it's paid dividends for them. I mean, selling players off that have only been with us 1 season at that right back, Cocorella, fucking quality guy. Losing Basuma, not seeing his smiley face around Brighton, you know. It's kind of hard not to see that guy knocking around the town centre when he's got a day off.
But just whilst we're doing this, anyone that's new, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, hit that like button. Because that will help us out with in the algorithm. So yeah, if you're new, please hit that like, that subscribe, and smash that notification bell. It'd be much appreciated. Anyway, continuing on with this conversation that we're here now, it says I think Slot could win the Euro Cup Winners' Cup with Leverkusen. Yeah, he probably could. He probably couldn't. Do you know what? It's funny because he would probably do a good job there. Well, he could do well with a team like that. Yeah, he could.
Does he really want to be leaving Feyenoord and the Dutch league to go elsewhere when he could be playing in Europe next season anyway?
Well, there is Monaco.
This is my prediction for the manager go round. Slot will stay where he is. Knowles will end up somewhere else, and we'll end up with either Graham Potter.
No, it says there's 2 people in. What's the point? It's all good though, mate. I understand. Don't worry, bro. It's all good. But there are 2 people in the stream. Like I think Corey can.
But then for Brighton, we've actually signed some absolute dross players as well in the past, man. I'm not going to go through the list of players that we've brought and never used, because there's a fucking huge long list of Brighton. You can literally put most of Brighton's success on Bobby Zamora, you know, buying him from Bristol Rovers, and then just seeing the meteoric rise of Brighton through Bobby Z, because he was banging in an average 30, 40 goals a season in the lower leagues. He came to the Premiership, established himself well, got an England call-up, went to Tottenham, and we never used him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Bobby Z on that one. He could have proved himself at Tottenham, but we didn't use him. But then
this is a good point.
Club.
Yeah, this is actually a good point. Actually, the next obvious move for Slot would be Ajax if he's smart. A better choice than Spurs, in my opinion. Do you know what? Right, I think Arne Slot going to any other club apart from Tottenham, right, is a smart move. And I don't think that's just your opinion. I think that's everybody's opinion.
And another good reason for Ajax is they manage to turn out all these high-quality young players season in, season out. And then they end up selling them after 2 seasons and making a huge profit, and then they start the cycle again. Ajax are very successful with their youth development and the way they do it. That's why they should be admired and emulated by most of the clubs around Europe, because they seem to do it year in and year out with these young players.
Well, Spurs should take the moral of that, to be honest. Should take that moral.
But we don't, because we end up with players like Rafi Mandel wanting to leave. With Edwards, even though he didn't apply himself properly, he went off to Portugal and has established himself over there because he had temperament issues and not growing up quick enough. I think that's another reason why Tottenham got rid of him. You've got Alfie Devine that all the coaches rave about but can't get into the first team because of players like Sarr. And then him publicly going into hairdressers saying that he's basically leaving us. Where there's got to be a pathway for these young players to come in and be able to prove themselves, but we don't have that at Tottenham at the moment.
Yeah, North London might be red at the moment. But only because obviously Tottenham is in a bit of a bad, sticky situation, unfortunately. But then you can blame that. It goes back to
Arsenal's season over our season right now. To be in a race City, be at the top for most of the season, and then basically, I feel like their collapse was because these young players didn't know how to deal with the pressure of being in the position that they were in. Whereas Man City are this well-drilled, well-coached team from the best manager at the moment in the world, in Pep Guardiola. I mean, they said to him that the tiki-taka style will never suit in England. What's he done? He's brought tiki-taka in and it's worked for City. All right, they have the money to go out and find these players, but they're not going out and breaking the bank every season like fucking Chelsea do. Chelsea have spent close to 700 million with Todd Bowley being in charge for 1 year, and where have they finished? On 41 points so far, just about avoiding relegation. Can you imagine Chelsea getting relegated after spending nearly £1 billion on players? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, you know what? Like, that's something that what's the point has made a good point, and you know, it's it's true.
He's always been like that. In for a penny, in for a pound. That guy would sell his own mother just so he didn't have to buy a player.
Yeah, if he could.
So I would say,
if he could,
I would give up the heavens and the earth right now for Tottenham to actually be owned by someone fucking decent.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh my god, ridiculous. We need some old heads. You're completely right. I think Levy needs to go, though. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse. Actually, he can stay. I know you're a gooner, Tom, but I'll agree with you on that. But us real Tottenham fans are fed up with it, and it's all the plastics that are happy clappy in the stadium. You know, it's not all plastics in the stadium. I guess some of the real fans still go, but I know a lot of them are going to be protesting outside the stadium this weekend. I mean, I want to go, but I've got COVID, so I can't really go. But at the end of the day, Arsenal's season was sorted out at the beginning of the season. You addressed the situations that you needed in your club to sort out. You needed a striker. You needed X in defence. You needed a new goalkeeper. You needed this, that and the other. And you went out and addressed those situations, whereas we went out and got players on the cheap, a 33-year-old, now 34-year-old Ivan Perisic that hasn't got the legs. We go out and buy a young kid in Jed Spence and don't use him. All right, at that point, we did have 3 other right wing backs, but you know, here's the other calamity: the whole having 8 players out on loan. Levy realised that he couldn't send another player out on loan, so he tore up the contract of Doherty. And I still think he's a better right wing back than what we've had all season. Yeah. And then moving Emerson Royal from right wing back to right centre back has just hurt us as well. Just so we can drop Dyer and Davis. Davis
Yeah,
at
and
left
do you
wing
know,
back this weekend was sussed out as well. So he can't play left wing back or left centre back. So what use is he? Dyer can't play in midfield, can't play in defence. What use is he?
yeah, and then obviously going back onto what Tom said, right? I feel Kane needs to go. It's such a shame he's not won anything. Yeah,
I'll agree with you, Tom. I'd give Kane my blessing to leave because he's bailed us out too many fucking times now.
yeah,
Loyalty.
he has.
I know he wants to be loyal and win something at Spurs, but all the time Levy's here, he's not going to win fucking anything apart from a participation medal or top goal scorer or golden boot winner or this, that, or the other. Those are the only accolades he's got at the moment. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
all
this is
well and
another
good being
thing.
loyal, but what does loyalty get you in modern day football?
Unless you're winning things, it's nothing. But like, this is another thing. What's the point I said? 3 weeks' wages for Conte is close to $1 million. We've now gone over 50 days since we sacked Conte, and at least £3 million has been saved so far by Levy not hiring a new manager. I told you, mate. Like, act like Freemasons, because they're clearly clearly no use for Dyer here yet. They're finding use for him. Exactly, and that's what it boils down to. And you know what? Like, it's getting on my nerves. Like, I don't like talking about the defence as much as the next person does. Right? Like, Dave's sick to the back teeth of having Dyer. Well, Dave's I think Dave's gonna have a whale of a day when he finds out about this.
Yeah,
And Dave, if you're listening, mate,
every Tottenham talking point now why Dyer's got a new contract. There's going to be the Eric Dyer lovers out there, but most of us fans can see he's above average player. And like I said, there's only reasons why he's kept around because of if we make it to a European competition, he meets quota of homegrown or trained at club player. That's the only reason why he's kept there.
And just this is out to Dave, if Dave's watching this on replay or whatever. Dave, if you're listening to this on replay or you're actually in here now, literally, right?
Harry Redknapp.
I don't know how you're feeling, but if you do watch this, please leave a comment in below and tell me what you think of this Dyer 3-year contract situation, mate, because it's actually a joke. It's actually a joke, mate. I think you're sick to the back teeth of it as much as I am. The same as Corey is. The same as What's the Point. The same as Mia, Ellie. The whole lot of us. We're all sick to the back teeth of it. You know? And this is what I agree with when it comes to Tom as well. Like, I feel Harry Redknapp needs a phone call. Well, I would have... Sorry, guys.
Going on the point of players getting all these contracts, we're basically giving contracts out of nostalgia to these players because they've been with us so long. I reckon I still feel like these contracts should be down to when the managers are there to write the contracts, not the bloody board of directors. These board of directors don't know what they're doing anyway.
Like, literally, like I was saying, like before, it's ridiculous. Right, Redknapp would have been great to have until the end of the season, but I don't even know what Harry Redknapp could do in this situation, to be honest.
Well, even Harry Redknapp said a few weeks back, I think, I'll come out of retirement just to manage Tottenham. But then I wouldn't want Harry to do that to himself because it'll just make him sick. Poor bloke. He doesn't need the stress of Tottenham Hotspur.
No, and do you know what? I'm with
pub again. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, this is a message to all former managers: stay away from our club, please. Before you either make yourself terminally ill or you get fired again, please just stay away from our club. Literally, we love you. Just don't do it to yourselves. Please don't.
That's why when the whole Poch talks were coming into it, I knew he wouldn't get the job because of certain board members, especially Miss Donna, whatever her surname is, Cullen, whatever her name is. Yeah,
I'll just call her Cullen because
I don't even want to talk
simple.
about her because she doesn't know anything about football. She's just there as Daniel Levy's bitch, basically.
Yeah, I bet he's shagging her. I bet he's shagging her behind the scenes. Wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't say that just in case it's not true because he's got 3 kids and happily married, apparently.
Oh, he's happily married, is he? Yeah, more like happily married with his money. Yeah.
Happily doesn't invest anything in Tottenham.
Yeah. And that's why he's happily married. That's why he's happily married to his money. That's what he's happily married to.
Apollo,
he's not happily married to. He's not happily married to the football club or his marriage, is he? And to be honest, I couldn't give. Do you know what? And do you know what the funny thing is? Yeah, right. When you say that, Corey, be careful that I don't start a rumor. Yeah, right. To be honest, I really couldn't give a damn. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, no, I couldn't give a damn, mate. Right, whether I start a rumor or not, because obviously, yeah, right. It's Daniel Levy at the end of the day, right? Our best mate, Daniel. We all loved a bit of Daniel, didn't we? So
Daniel, that guy's a fucking tool. I've seen tools with more use when they're blunt than Daniel Levy.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, yeah, right.
Put those teeth away.
Daniel will be Daniel. Daniel will be Daniel, right? But at the end of the day, I really couldn't give a damn, right? Whether he's. I couldn't give a damn whether I start a rumor about Daniel Levy, whether he's doing this, that, or the other. Do you know what I mean? It might not be true. It might be true. It might not. I don't care at the end of the day, right? If it helps get Levy out, then I will take whatever happens to get Levy out. And if that means starting a rumor that he's having it off with Cullen, yeah, right, then I'll do that, because at the end of the day, I want to make his life as uncomfortable as possible. And what's he gonna do? Is he gonna sue me? Is he? What's he gonna sue me for? 20 pence? Because I ain't got the money for him to do anything. Do you know what I mean?
I reckon, though, the guy just loves the attention all the time, people speaking about him. I think he's so ego-driven.
Yeah, he is. And do you know what, right? I really couldn't care, right, whether Daniel likes me or not after this stream, to be honest. But I think he might be getting it off with his PR. And that's just the way I see it. He's getting it off with his PR.
Some sort of dirt on him to keep getting contracts, man. No football manager or owner can obviously see any worth in Eric frickin' Dyer.
Yeah, and do you know why? Why he's got dirt on him? Because he's doing his PR. He's doing his PR assistant.
This is another thing that got me at the weekend. We lose to Villa. 2 days later, it would PR all over the place about Beyonce coming to Tottenham. It shouldn't be like that. We've just suffered a loss that could be devastating to our season, yet you want to boast on about what's going on in the summer. I couldn't care less about Beyonce coming to the fucking stadium. At the end of the day, we want to know what's going on with our football club. We don't want to know what's going on about some fucking rich bitch singer coming over.
Yeah, and do you know what the other thing is? Right, I couldn't really give a flying rat's arse, yeah, right, about what's happening next year's SummerSlam. I couldn't give a damn as long as it's not coming to.
I heard that was a rumor. I don't know if it's actually happening, but with the English weather, could you really see it happening?
But just going back onto that quickly, yeah, right. As long as they keep WWE away from our stadium, and it's not fueling Levy's pockets, I really couldn't care where SummerSlam could be. Put it at Wembley. Put it in their pockets, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's just them. But that's all I've got to really say on the matter about that. Do you know what I mean?
It just pisses me off that, or a couple of months ago when we had a loss to that fucking, we're now announcing that fucking rapper is Wiz or whatever his name is.
Wiz Khalifa.
No, another rapper or something. I don't like rap music anyway, but we just had a heavy loss, and 2 days later boasting that we've now got the likes of this person coming to the stadium, or Guns N' Roses coming to the stadium, or whoever. We lose, they go and put something crap up. And it's like, we don't want to hear about who's coming to the stadium. What are you doing to address this problem at the club? How about Levy, yourself speak instead of having people speak for you, mate?
Yeah, and do you know what? It's really annoying because I don't want to be hearing that it could be SummerSlam, it could be boxing, it could be, Beyonce, it could be Wiz Khalifa or whatever coming to the bloody stadium. I don't care about that.
Oh, it's WizKid coming, isn't it? WizKid. I don't even know who the guy is. Don't even know who the guy is. No. You could tell me Logan Paul was going to do a stand-up comedy gig there, and I hate Logan Paul, and I still wouldn't give a shit. Even if they said it was KSI, I still wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I
want to know what's going on with my football club. I don't care what things you're throwing in the summer. I want to know what they're hearing now, what you're going to do to address the problems at the club, instead of putting on a WizKid
show or a SummerSlam show. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
no one cares about that. I
want to know what's going on in our club, not what's going on. I want to know personally what you're going to do to address the problems, Mr. Levy, not brush over it with we're proud to announce, or we're proud to do this, or we're going to say that, or we are now giving you 15% off of your Spurs shirt for the season because, in the next 3 or 4 weeks' time when the season's over, they've got their new bloody Spurs shirt lined up for people to buy, and I haven't bought a Spurs shirt in years for myself because, again, Daniel Levy. I love my club. All the time Levy's associated with the club, I won't buy any merch.
Why do you think you don't ever see me coming on the stream with a Tottenham kit? Because I haven't bought a shirt in years.
I remember buying football shirts at 40 quid a throw, and that was a good price. 115 to 130 quid now for a Tottenham shirt. Are you fucking for real?
I'd rather go to JD. If I was going to go anywhere, I'd go JD and just buy a replica.
Yeah, well, that is what the replica shirt is. The replica elite shirt is like £130 for a fucking football shirt.
But what I'm saying is, right, if you go to like JD, you can pick one up for 40 quid.
Well, yeah. But I mean, from the Tottenham store. I mean,
I
haven't bought a Spurs piece of memorabilia now in fucking 10 years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? At the end of the day, if you're going to go and get a Spurs kit, right, go to JD, put your money in JD's back pocket instead of going and to the store and putting it in Levy's.
Yeah. But then it's not just the club that makes the money from it, it's also the sponsors, isn't it? Nike and whoever else, AIA, the sponsors also get a percentage of the sale of the shirt.
Yeah, but they don't get a bigger...
so highly priced nowadays because the sponsor on the front of it is slapping their name on it, and you're paying for a name. You're not paying for a shirt. I'm 6'6" and I'm 22 stone. They don't do a fat guy size in my shirt and a Nike top. So,
But do you know what I mean, right? At the end of the day, right, that's what I would do. I would just go to your nearest JD or your nearest sports centre, right, your sports shop, and just go and get your Tottenham kits from there.
Or even better, you can get fake replica kits online for like £15.
Get
a fake one, fuck it.
Just go to JD and get one. At least it's a replica, and you're still showing your love for the club, but you're just not putting it in Levy's pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what Levy only gets what 1% of that, if that.
No, I think it's separated 33%, depending on the sponsors on the front of the shirt. I think it goes like 30% each.
What, at JD?
Oh, not at JD. No, I don't think any of it would go to Tottenham, would it?
No, probably not. Probably nothing would go to Tottenham. So that's another reason why you should go to like JD Sports, and you should just do it like that.
Yeah, man.
That's the way I would do it personally. I wouldn't do it any other way. Because no one wants to hear about what's going on with what's happening in the next month or two. No one cares.
Yeah, I want to know the here and now what you're going to do to address this shit in the team. Where's the manager? Where's the director of football? I don't want to wait until the end of the season what was it, 72 days before we signed Nuno. And then we got Nuno, and we had him 3 months and sacked him off. So, and it was sacked off because we were chanting to get him out of the club. We chanted to get rid of that manager. Weren't we chanting we didn't chant to get rid of Conte. It was Conte's comments of being truthful with what's going on at the club that got him sacked. I actually like Conte, but he didn't have the players really to play his formation the way he wants to play. You can't put square pegs in round holes. It doesn't fucking fit. You can't play the players like Dyer and Davis to play his system. You can't play the players like Davis to play out on left wing back when he hasn't got the intelligence to play left wing back. You can't bring in a 33 to nearly 34-year-old Perisic that hasn't got the legs to play anymore and hope that he can perform for you for a season or two in the Premier League, because it's more demanding than Italy. You can't bring in the players that we did in the transfer market. I think the only player that I agreed with that we had come off that transfer market or the transfer for January, not for January, off the first transfer in the summer was Basuma, because I actually rate the guy. All the other players we brought in, Jed Spence hasn't got given a chance, so he got put out on loan. Proved himself to play in European competition and play in France, but Destiny Udogie looks like a good young player, but then what are we going to do with him next season? Are we going to shove him back out on loan, or are we going to play with him? We've got 8 players coming back on loan, 5 or 6 of those of which we need to either get rid of their contracts or sell. We can't even get rid of Ndombele. No one wants him. So what next? Then we still got, I don't know, God knows how many players in the first team most of us fans want to see the back of. Yeah, we got to give contracts to, like fucking Dyer and Davis every season.
And do you know what? The annoying thing is, right, it gets boring after a while because you're talking about the same old shit every single time. And it doesn't...
It's never going to sort itself out.
I hate talking about the same old shit every single time I come on live. I would love to just... When I go live, do you know what? Right, one of these days, right, once I've hit that 50... or whatever it is I've got to do, or whatever I've got to do, I've got to pay or whatever for a pre-recording, right? I will do that. Right, I'm going to pre-record a video, have you on here, get all my grievances out, and then we hopefully by that point we'll almost have Levy out, and we'll start thinking of having a new regime, because no offense, right? Talking about Tottenham at the moment, it's the same old shit every single time we come on. Right? We want you gone, Levy. Just fuck off. Because you're not just boring me, you're boring the viewers.
You're boring the fans.
You're boring the fans. You're boring everybody. And it's not getting any better. And it's just a joke. Like, you know. Do you know what? I'm just going to quickly put the...
Hang on, I'm back.
Link in the... Yeah, I'm just going to quickly copy the thing, and I'm going to bang it into the
chat, see if anybody wants to join talking.
To see, yeah, because I feel bad for not putting this out for everybody. I usually put it out for everybody just because I can't pin it at the moment. So let me pin that out. If anyone else wants to come on and have your say. I'll open it up. Let me get the layout sorted so I can have it.
But if someone does join, I'll quickly jump out for a sec so I can sort myself out something to eat. Since I've been COVID, I haven't really been eating much. I need to try and eat something.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do, man. But obviously, it's just got to the point now that I don't feel like we can go any further with this club, the way that this club's running.
No, we can't.
It's done my nothing.
It's not just the managers, don't want to come to us. The players won't want to come to us until they know what direction this club's going in. Shit, I'd go and sign Barry from the pub as a manager right now, just so we have some direction.
I'd sign you to the club just to get some sort of direction, mate. You probably have more. You've got more direction than what Levy's got at the moment.
Oh, I've got an impressive football managing career.
Yeah.
I could be the next Will Still.
You could be the next Arnie Slot.
Yeah, well, Will Still was one of those that got really well known on Football Manager and is like now managing in the lower leagues of football. He's getting his badges and that. It's like, oh man, I could be the next Will Still. Just press the button, demand more all the time. Demand more.
Let me just bang this up just so that people can see it if they want to come on. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? I get sick and tired of talking about this. I get sick and tired of talking about the same old shit every single day. Right, and do you know what, right? I want to, once the season ended, yeah, right, we're going to do a review of the season. And do you know what? That's going to be a laugh, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know already what our season's been.
Well, yeah, I think we all know how our season's been, but
I keep
you know,
I keep putting it towards one of the greatest maritime disasters that in modern history of the Titanic. You know, we've hit the iceberg at the start of the season. The captain's called out the problems on the ship, and now we're starting to sink. It's fucking just insane.
Yeah, but it's not like, but do you know what the funny thing is though, right? We are sinking slower than the Titanic. That's the painful thing about it.
I don't know if our club could sink in under 2 hours or just over 2 hours, man, I think we'd be all right. But it's just a joke.
Do you know what? Right? It's funny because I look at it, yeah, and I look at it. If only we could sink very quickly, I would at least be happy about that. Up to a point at the moment.
There's another euphemism of our season. Fucking dumpster fire. And then we just added more fuel to the flames by giving Eric Dyer a fucking new contract. So this flame's just going to keep fucking burning. Our house around us in our nice new stadium slowly fucking burning down. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, but after fucking a few of their top leaders and generals were fucking killed off, it started thundering. Folding.
Oh shit! Do you know what? It's funny because all that seems to happen is it's the same old thing every single day. Let me see if I can pin. Oh no, I'm not. Why am I gonna put myself on timeout? I'm gonna put myself in timeout. Yeah. But no, it's just like, you know, right? There's at the moment, right? What I'm gonna do is, yeah, right. When the season's over, I'm gonna do a review of the season. We're gonna go through it game by game.
Oh, fucking. Should we take that as like 36 individual weeks till the season starts again?
Actually, do you know what we should? You know, do
actually 36
38.
Days. You got 36 games in the season, haven't you? So, no, 38.
No, you got 38.
38, my bad, my maths. I'm fucking ill as fuck. Normally I'm spot on with maths. 38 games of the season, one game a day to go over the key points.
Well, I think, do you know what? I don't think it's just the key points. I think it will just be literally, at the beginning of the season, it will sound like we'll be hyping up the fucking club. And then it will just go and sink off.
The thing is, at the start of the season, we weren't doing too badly, but the collapse of our season's really been since after the World Cup. And then we could talk about the fucking World Cup that shouldn't have happened. You know, bought by oil money. I'm not going to go into that, but that was bought by fucking oil money and bribing off FIFA. Also, the lies and pretenses. I watched another video by Zealand. He's a streamer on YouTube and Twitch. About the Qatari women's football team, about how they pretty much say that they were going to have a women's football team in place to, you know, help try and sell it, and now you can't find a women's Qatari football team anywhere.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
of
just,
course.
you know, promising FIFA this is going to happen, and then it doesn't. So, you know they were bribed off.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Dave's
I know
going live
Dave's
in
not.
30 minutes.
Yeah, about a manager search on. Oh, God. Oh,
Oh, I got to
God,
watch
yeah.
that. I got to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, do you know what, though, right? Do you know what has really bugged me more than anything, though? Right? And it's not just it's not just the one thing that's bugging me. There's just so much that's bugging me, and it's like I can't get hold of it. It's just like my head just can't get around a whole lot. I just want the season to hurry up and end.
It's been dragged out because of the World Cup in the fucking middle of the season. Now, we should be looking forward to the season starting in a few weeks' time. These players are going to get, a couple of weeks off to themselves, and then they're back on it with fucking tours of Asia, tours of wherever these teams are going. I know United's tour is literally they're going to touch down in a place, play a game, leave that night, next place. They're not going to have any open training sessions for fans or anything, which I think is a bit backwards. Then you've got,
do you know
obviously,
what?
Tottenham are going to Asia again, apparently, to go back to South Korea because it was really successful this year. But I think
well, Corey, do you know what? You're gonna love the guest I'm gonna have on the 17th of July.
Go on.
He's a bubble blower.
Oh, Amma.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's welcome.
But we're gonna have fun with him, though. But it's not the point. Do you know what I mean? It's like Do you know what? Even I think West Ham have had a better season than us. Even though they've just fought off relegation, they've still at least they've got direction on where they want to go.
I know, but at least they could be winning a European Cup before us. I know it's only the Conference League, but it's still something we binned off in the first time entering it. Which is still to this day, that has pissed me off. Binning off a competition that, the two strongest teams at the time in that competition were us and Roma.
Yeah.
Yet we couldn't qualify out of the group. We had a massive outbreak of COVID, and yet we're forced to sacrifice our game, even though we're like, look, if you give us a couple of weeks, we can play this game, and then we're forced to sacrifice a loss. Whereas, if we had played that game, we probably would have smashed them.
No. No, but no, we would bottle it under the pressure, wouldn't we, of the atmosphere?
True, but then you're going out to like the back sticks of Europe, your Azerbaijans and places like that to go and play matches.
Yeah.
Like the boonies, you're going out to like Hicktown sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's all right. What's the point? I mean, I think we're going to be on for a little bit and then jump onto Dave's stream and watch that.
Yeah, we're going to be on for about another 10, 15 minutes probably, and then we're going to jump off. So we'll be.
I mean, the link's there. What's the point if you want to join in?
Yeah, the link's here if you wanted to jump on, mate.
Stop trying to screw me. Stop it. He's back to his frisky ways.
Yeah, and you can't get him done now. Anyone that wants to join in, just click on that, and I'll get you guys in. Just click on that, and
there's any way I can run this out through the Xbox when I get my power cable tomorrow. And I get a camera, put it in the Xbox, but I don't think I can join a link directly from that.
Nah. Hey, he said, "Don't jump off, mate. Be careful, lol."
Stop ripping clothes.
Oh, this is a question for you, mate. Because I can't answer this question, obviously, but you can.
What kind of dog, mate? A fucking dumpster fire of a dog. Nah, he's lovely, but it's a German Pointer Labrador. He's only 11 months old, but he's just an absolute fucking handful. I'm supposed to be getting his nuts chopped tomorrow, but I've got COVID, so I can't exactly go to a fucking vet's. No. You done?
That dog is way too horny for your liking, mate.
I don't want it. I don't want you.
He wants to be by himself. Leave him alone.
Well, I do want you, but I don't want you like that. I don't want to be shagged. He's what?
He's a cross.
Yeah, he's a cross, mate. Walk him a couple of miles a day, and yeah, I know he'll calm down, but I've got COVID and I live in a block of flats, so I don't want to go out touching all the surfaces to get me in and out of doors and making other people sick. I've got elderly people that live in my block that have got health issues, so since I've been told that one of my friends had COVID, I haven't left my house. I mean, I know he needs to be walked. I normally walk him 4 times a day for an hour each time. When I wake up in the morning, early afternoon, early evening, and before I go to bed, I normally walk him 4 times a day for an hour each time. Weather dependent as well. I'm not going to go out in the piss and hard rain without a coat, am I?
Okay.
Oh, mate, stop.
But
it's just one of them things. I mean, I love the dog. I love him to bits. I've asked the ex to take him to the appointment tomorrow, but if she turns up here, she has type 1 diabetes. If she gets COVID, she can get really ill from it, and I don't want her getting ill, you know? So I've got no choice. Oh, mate, I've got to get you one of them pillows that you can hump. Love pillow or something. An honour each time, lucky dog. Oh, an hour each time. I thought you said an honour. Yeah, I try to knacker him out as much as I can because he's just too much. And when I'm ill, I don't want to make other people ill around me. So he's basically trying to get my attention to take him out for a WALK, you know. And this is what he does. Unless I start playing, like give him a bottle to chase around and chew. Or a toy to play with. I mean, his favourite toy is on the floor, but he's dropped it on the floor to just go after my top. Oh, side boob. Demonetisation. Ow.
oh no.
I tell we get Buck Rogers, mate. I'm done with this team. I'm done with Tottenham.
Brendan Rodgers.
If we get Buck Rogers, I'm done with Tottenham. I'll just go to watching Whitehawk, the local lower league team.
Do you know what? I've got a strong feeling about Brendan Rodgers because of the way our club is run, like a brotherhood cult.
They just want a yes, man. That's what they want. Yes, Mr. Levy. Yes, Mr. Enoch. I'll do exactly what you say.
Yeah, I love you. I love putting my thingy right where it shouldn't be going.
Pay me my wages.
Yeah.
Pay me my wages, and I'll say whatever you want me to say.
Yeah, fucking joke, mate. It's a joke.
Stop it.
I feel so awful for all these Tottenham fans, man. But do you know what? Sometimes though, right? It feels like we're jumping off of the edge of a cliff with this team. Sometimes.
Just get the next patsy in that says yes to him all the time and then gets sacked before fucking the end of January. Well, a lot of Leicester's problems were because of the pandemic. And then obviously the sun took over the reins. He tried his best to keep the team going, but when China are locking down, not really putting, his dad's money into the club because of trying to keep all the money in their country at the moment, obviously. But when stuff like that, you can't really blame the guy. He didn't have the money. He had to sell some of the better players that would have probably kept him up, I feel sorry for Leicester. I mean, most of the team suffered through the pandemic. I don't know how the fuck we managed to get a stadium and build it for a pandemic.
I don't.
I just have to sit there and I'm baffled by the whole situation with clubs like Leicester. There's no way they should be going down. And now it's Southampton and Leicester that are definitely going down. So now you've got Everton could be potentially joining them, and they're in the process of building a new stadium. They could be the team with the nicest stadium in the Championship.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I don't know, man. It's crazy. But, guys, I think we'll end this unbelievable expedition of a joke of a club with a joke of a new contract and a joke of everything else up here. Look, all we can do is is literally do what we normally do and just hope. We can't really do much else, guys. Look,
Get off.
we're gonna shoot off now. Yeah, we'll do. What's the point? You have a good day, yeah, mate. Until next time, Levy, you the twos, we the ones.
Peace.
Peace.